For over 6 centuries, the vast Deccan plateau functioned as a massive, continuous laboratory for ancient Indian structural engineering. Between 543 and the late 12th century, the Chalukya dynasty transitioned the Deccan into a consolidated empire, bounded by the Nirmada River north and Kaveri River south. They operated through 3 branches: early Badami, eastern Vengi, and later western Kalyani. Under leaders like Pulakeshin II, early military victories against southern rivals secured the region, creating a stable political environment for large-scale construction. This geographic isolation and multi-century stability allowed for a massive, uninterrupted experiment in stone architecture. Ancient architectural texts, or shastras, classify Indian temple sanctuaries into 3 distinct types: Nagara, Dravida, and Vesara. This 3D wireframe shows the northern Nagara standard, defined by a continuous, convex vertical spire capped by a vase-shaped colossus. Beside it, the southern Dravida style relies on a tower of receding horizontal terraces, culminating in a dome-like stupaka. Chalukyan architects attempted to synthesize these 2 competing regional aesthetics into a single building. This resulted in the Vesara style, integrating the tiered steps of the south with the vertical emphasis of the north. Executing this hybrid style forced a shift in engineering, as builders moved from carving shrines out of existing rock to constructing freestanding stone temples. This was a deliberate engineering choice, one that integrated the structural logic of 2 different regions into a new cohesive Deccan standard. A freestanding Chalukya temple relies on 3 core components: the mandapa, or assembly hall, the garbhagriha, the dark inner sanctum, and the overarching tower. To light the interiors, engineers developed the jali, a stone screen of pierced latticework that allowed for natural illumination while maintaining structural strength. They used soft Badami sandstone as their primary medium, a choice that allowed for deep, high-relief sculptural detailing directly into the load-bearing walls. The village of Aihole served as the initial cradle for this experimentation, where early architects practiced through trial and error. At the Lad Khan Temple, architects emulated older wooden construction by using stone beams carved into log shapes to cover joints in the flat roof. The nearby Durga Temple tested a different plan, utilizing a curved apsidal design and an elevated plinth to create a structural corridor around the shrine. These varied structures in Aihole show the critical first step away from wooden prototypes toward permanent engineered stone architecture. While Aihole focused on freestanding structures, architectural experimentation at Badami moved directly into the cliffs above Agastya Lake. Engineers carved 4 massive temple caves directly into the soft sandstone escarpment. Before perfecting exterior towers, the Chalukyas used these monolithic walls to master interior high-relief stone carving. Carving this Nataraja required incredible precision. The sculptor realized 18 dynamic arms from a single wall of stone without any room for structural error. The scale achieved in these caves is visible in the Varaha carving, demonstrating a matured ability to handle complex figures at a massive scale. The mastery of stone masonry shown in these caves created the labor force necessary to tackle the next phase of freestanding engineering. The architectural experiments of Aihole and Badami reached their finalized form at Pattadakal. At this site, styles appear side by side. The Virupaksha temple is a fully realized Dravidian design, using a tower of receding terraced roofs. Within the same complex, builders successfully erected pure Nagara-style temples, proving they had mastered the mechanics of both regional forms. In complexes like Mahakuta, these forms were integrated around shared infrastructure, with curvilinear Nagara towers and tiered Dravidian domes sharing the same sacred tank. By the 11th and 12th centuries, the later Western Chalukyas shifted their focus from basic structural experiments to extreme ornamental refinement. The Mahadeva Temple at Itagi stands as the pinnacle of this era, featuring a multi-tiered tower and an open hall built with hyper-detailed masonry. This era also saw advanced civil engineering, particularly in the construction of pushkarni, ornate stone-stepped ritual wells built with complex geometric precision. The temples at Pattadakal and Itagi proved that the experimental Vesara style had successfully stabilized into a sophisticated pan-regional standard. Direct comparison shows how the Chalukyas differed from their southern rivals. While Pallavas worked in harder rock, Chalukyas used soft sandstone to pioneer complex experimental towers. Their staggered square floor plans created the mathematical baseline for the star-shaped temples of the Hoysala Empire. These temples functioned as the central socio-economic engines of the Deccan. Royal patronage supported several traditions simultaneously. On the Badami cliffside, Hindu, Jain, and Buddhist shrines were engineered into the same geographic space. Early structures like the Lod Khan Temple emphasize this versatility, as they were originally designed to function as royal assembly halls. By engineering these diverse architectural and religious traditions into shared complexes, the Chalukyas physically established a policy of cultural inclusivity. The architectural DNA of the Vesara style continued into the building traditions of the Hoysala and Vijayanaga empires. Modern archaeology now recognizes the Malaprabha River Valley as a fundamental cradle of Indian temple architecture. This importance is cemented by Pattadakal's designation as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Chalukyas did more than build monuments. They engineered a 600-year synthesis of competing architectural philosophies. These structures remain vital today as a physical ledger of Indian technological and cultural evolution, permanently carved into the Deccan stone.